Hello and welcome to another episode of the Otakuology Podcast. My name's Otaku Mike, and with me as always is Jen. He has that sexual electricity Graves.
Do I?
And today we are talking about Stranger Things Season 2, Episode 6.
Do I have that electricity, Mike?
I don't know, but I almost butchered our opening.
Oh, I know. I was gonna be like, are we the Otakuology Podcast? Or are we some other motherfuckers?
I know.
Who knows?
I don't know anymore, to be honest, who we are.
You know who we are.
I know.
We're the motherfucking Otakuology.
That's
one and
true.
only. One and only.
I feel like this has been my favorite episode so far.
That's what we say about every episode we go.
I think this is actually my favorite. Out of this season so far, I think this is my favorite episode.
So that's what we've said about the past 5, okay?
I think this is actually my favorite episode for season 6.
And then we'll get into the next episode and you'll be like,
no, actually.
You'll be like, episode 7 is amazing.
The next episode is the weird episode.
Where the things crawl up? Yeah.
Where 11 goes off to...
Oh, you're right.
New Jersey or something?
Yeah. We'll get a little bit of stuff from that. And then everything will kind of come back in episode 9.
I have to say, it was very odd of her not to be in this episode.
I don't feel like she was in the last one.
But she was, because she saw her mom.
I thought that was 2 episodes ago.
No, I think that was last episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Without 11, this episode seemed to move really fast.
That's funny. So you're like, if they take out one character, it seems like it moves that much faster.
I don't know. The plot lines seem to be more like concise. I would say.
Well, I think because there were less players and then more people joined up. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, like, we had a little bit of the stuff with like Nancy and Jonathan.
Yeah.
Which didn't seem like it was too awful much, and obviously Murray. Then we had where like everybody that's with Will, including Hopper and all them. And then really we only had one other offshot storyline, which was Lucas and Max, and then where they teamed up with Dustin and Steve.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we only had like 3 storyline things we were kind of following.
Which when we get to the Dustin and Steve stuff, when they start planning, I want to talk about something.
Okay. Yeah. Well, so let's cover the stuff with Will for right now, because that is the first scene that we see in this episode.
This scene is so intense.
Yeah, they pull out the needle and bing, bing, and get it in his arm and
and he's like,
try to knock him out.
It burns.
Yeah, try to sedate him a little more.
Yeah.
As people start burning more and more of the crops that are down there.
Yeah, because he kind of like seizured out a little bit in the last episode.
And then we hop over where like this almost kind of made me feel like it was a prison scene, but where they have the hose and the brushes out, like scrubbing Hopper down.
Oh, yeah, they were decontaminating him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was... it's so weird to have the Hawkins lab involved in not working against them in some way.
Yeah. Well, and so the other weird thing is, one of the deputies that touched the stuff, the goo, the white deputy guy, and nothing happened to him. And I was like, I wonder if they know that he touched that stuff and nothing happened to him, because they're really like trying to scrub Hopper down and everything.
Well, Hopper was kind of submerged in it.
Yeah.
I'm now. I wonder if like just touching it, you won't get like contaminated with whatever.
I don't know. But this is making me like more and more ready for Tales of 85 because like just seeing the trailer and like
Yeah.
kind of like really focusing on some of the stuff that we are seeing with the fields and stuff. I'm like, okay, what is going to come out of this? Because like we keep kind of like crouching up and I'm like trying to be more observant of stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, something's going to happen and the Mind Flayer is going to leave Will at the end of this. Where does the Mind Flayer go in between that for Tales of 85?
Yeah, I'm very curious to see
So,
how they're gonna like chain it all together.
yeah. So, I mean, it's just this really weird thing, like knowing that there's going to be something that fits in the middle of both these seasons. And I'm just like, well, what happens to the other stuff that we know about from this season, you know?
And then we're getting the prequel as well.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god. It's a lot.
One, yeah, I don't know. I get it, but I don't know because it's not exactly a prequel. It'll have the stone in it, but it won't have.
No, I'm talking about the first Shadow prequel.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
You're right. Yeah, I can't wait for that either.
yeah. They filmed it. I think it's still a
Yeah,
It's still a stage play, but they filmed it. I think it was.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
we'll have to cover that too when we get to it.
yeah.
But hopping back into it, we do have where they basically like scrubbed Hopper down and he comes into it with part of the other doctors and stuff to Will, and they're like, oh hey, we need to check you out. They have at one point where they have Joyce and they take her to a room and she's like, oh, I'd like to just take him to an actual hospital, a real hospital. I've brought him here to check up every month, and you guys are telling me that there's nothing wrong with him, but clearly there is something wrong with him.
I don't think
You
they
know,
actually know what's wrong with him.
they don't.
I
They
don't
don't.
think they
They
actually.
just don't want to get it out.
Yeah,
Um,
because looking at him in there, like looking at his brain waves or whatever it was, like the CAT scans,
yeah,
and like this was his brain or whatever activity a month ago. This was it a few hours ago, and nobody says anything.
yeah.
They're like,
Well,
no
and it's
ideas.
and it's crazy because like every regular time he's been, it's like a couple dots,
Like
and then
what did they
like,
pay these people for?
did you see the very last one though? Like when they were
Yeah,
like an hour, it kind of looked like a skull.
it looked like a face.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, oh shit.
What if it's Vecna's face?
Oh man, that would be crazy.
Even though we don't introduce Vecna until season 3,
Season, it may be right at the end of season 3,
I
I
think
think.
so.
No, it's in season 4
Is it
because
season 4?
because they don't even bring up Vecna till season 4.
I don't think they had Vecna planned until season 4.
Yeah, I think they did the clock though. I
Yeah,
think there's a clock at the end of season 3, maybe.
yeah, but it's pretty crazy to see that like they have no idea what to do with Will,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
these are like some like the smartest scientists, doctors around,
yeah.
and they don't have the answers.
Well, and you could tell like I think out of like everything else we've seen, this is the very like least impactful like part of the Joyce sitting there talking to the doctors. And I'm gonna say I feel like it's just from the acting experience. Cause like her with Dr. Owens is pretty good and her by
Yeah,
herself is pretty good. But then you get like random Doctor 2 and Doctor 3 and all this. And they sound like they don't even believe what they're telling her. And
yeah,
I'm like, these actors have to be like new because you can't even see them. Like it sounds like they're just voice actors. Um, so that was pretty crazy. Like getting that little spin off of it, where like we're watching this to like observe like new things, and then it's like, well, that's kind of like a B roll right there.
I really like the whole scene after this where like Will's in the bed or whatever, and I think they're him and Mike are like sleeping, like they're like knocked out. And
Yeah, yeah.
I love the scene where
He's
Bob.
dreaming.
No, it's where Bob and Joyce are just talking.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Where Bob and Joyce are talking, and like she's like, yeah, we had to sign thousands of papers, and like we had to pretend like Will was lost in the woods, and really in reality he wasn't. Like we had to make everything seem like it nothing happened, this and that, and like just bringing Bob into the fold
yeah.
of this family, and
Which
like
which is also crazy because not long after this, Lucas actually brings Max into the fold of it fully
yeah,
to like show her the stuff, and that's pretty crazy. Like all that happened in this episode.
yeah,
Um, of course, the thing with the tape that we're going to find out later on.
sure, bring somebody else into the fold.
Yeah. But I also thought it was funny where Bob brought up, he goes, it's not too crazy for us to like move to Maine. And I was sitting there thinking, and it threw me off for a second. I was like, is Montauk in Maine? Because at the end of season 5, Hopper goes, hey, there's a position that opened up in Montauk for us.
I think
And
so. I think
I was
Montauk
like,
is in Maine.
what the fuck? So Bob wanted to go to Maine, and Hopper picked up the dream of Bob, and they're going to Maine in Montauk? I had to look it up. Montauk's in New York.
Oh, it's in New York.
Yeah, I had
Okay.
to look it up. I was like, that's oddly weird that Hopper would want to take Joyce to where Bob wanted to go to. So it threw me off like part of this conversation. Like I had to rewind it and watch it again. I'm like, hold on. I got to remember, where is this place at?
No, I mean I love that Bob gets brought into it because he's like such a likable character.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and I think the good thing too is like, and this may be going off on a tangent, but when do we not?
yeah.
I think Bob is closer to how you and I are as guys, not because of body weight or anything, but hey, representation in that form too,
Representation matters, okay?
but I'm just saying like how long I've known you and like how like crazy shit comes your way and you're just kind of like, well, like we could get through it with love. Like you're a Beatles song, and I feel the same way. And like Joyce is telling him all this crazy stuff and Bob's like, yeah, we'll get through it. Yeah, we'll get through it. And so like, especially, and everybody listen, if you think that me and Mike are sentimental bastards, you shut the fuck up.
Yeah, shut the
But
fuck up.
but I mean, I feel like you and I were put in positions like that too, and it was like we'll get through this, no matter what. We'll get through this.
Yeah.
And so like that's a big breath of fresh air, especially knowing what's going to come for Bob. But like
Yes, sadly,
Bob
yes.
being the way that he is, and like telling Joyce, hey, everything's going to be okay no matter what. Like, that's like the biggest Bob moment right there that I think people should love Bob over.
He's just a nice warm blanket
Yeah.
of good energy.
Yeah, he is.
He gives very good like golden retriever energy.
He may get all that from Radio Shack, but
yeah.
But we have that, and do they leave the room at one point?
Yeah, they leave the room to go try to talk to whoever because I think it's like they're trying to get answers. So I think Will wakes up at this point.
Well, there's a part before it where Will is kind of having like a dream of going through the tunnels, and he actually tells Mike, he goes, somebody else is
in his head
is in trouble. Like somebody else is here. And that's pretty crazy. Because we get that. Then we get like where he has like a small seizure. He wakes back up, and it's almost like it's zombie Will again. Like nobody knows, he's not really responding. This is where we get Hopper back, which I couldn't remember if Bob was in the room or not.
So Bob goes to say hi, and he's like, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
Like he recoils at the sight of Bob. He
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
know Bob. He doesn't know Bob.
Yeah,
Or
after he wakes up.
or whatever's inside of him doesn't know Bob.
Yeah. And then everybody comes in the room, all the doctors and everything, and they're talking to him and whatnot. And it's like, oh, Dr. Owens is like, do you remember who I am? And he's like, no, I don't know who you are. You're a doctor. And it's like, he just looked and like put two and two together, like, oh, yeah, a guy wearing a white shirt is going to be a doctor, you know?
Yeah, which it's weird. It's like, to think about it, like, I think this is the being taking control of Will.
No, I 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's really weird that you get Joyce and like it's like he's trying to like think about who people are, and it's like, oh, you have to be mom, your mom,
Yeah.
you know, and who's this guy right here? And they point at Mike, and he goes, oh, my friend, Mike, you know,
Yeah.
and then Hopper's like, hey, sport, do you remember who I am? And he's like, no, sorry, I don't, you know. So there's like a lot of people that Will just kind of blows off without knowing who they are per
And they're
se. Which,
kind of important people.
yeah. I mean, the person you've been seeing once a month for the past year, you know, or twice a month or whatever, the person that's been in your life and helped your mom out and everything else
Yeah.
besides Bob, you know, and the guy that basically talked to you, you know, about like getting over your fears and things like that you were connecting with, like, yeah, a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But then we do have like a really crazy thing that happens from last episode where they had the little bits of dirt or ash or whatever from the Bunsen burner that they would make the little twisters in the tubes, and they actually bring in a tentacle after they're done checking
Yeah.
Will out. And one of the guys, the doctors, brings a blowtorch and starts kind of getting it close to this tentacle. And Will starts reacting the same way that the tentacle is and actually voicing, hey, it's warm. I'm getting hotter. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm on fire. Where's it hurt at? It hurts everywhere.
It's a pretty intense scene.
Yeah. I mean, it's super crazy, especially when they get to the point where he's like, oh, have we ever hurt you? Any of the doctors? And he goes, no, it was the soldiers. And that's where you kind of get the aha moment where you're like, yeah, there's something else in Will that sees this, not Will himself.
Yeah. And I just have to say, because this storyline goes on for what, the next like 3 episodes, I think it is.
I think it's the next 2.
Where they're trying to get Will unpossessed.
Yeah.
This is my least favorite storyline in Stranger Things.
Oh, out of the 5 episodes?
Yeah,
5 seasons?
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And I don't know why.
Yeah.
I'll
agree with you on part of it.
I don't like it probably drags on for too long.
I don't like this whole Will possession thing. I mean, it is kind of cool that we find out he is the spy.
Yeah.
But there's just kind of a lot of stuff that goes with this that's kind of annoying. Like Will was gone.
Yeah, you know, and he's like not in the first season a lot, so we don't get to like really truly connect with him as a character.
Yeah.
For like quite some time.
Yeah. Well, and then we start connecting with him in this one, and they pull him back away from us, basically, with all this shit.
Yeah.
And then the next one, it's almost like everybody ignores him because he still wants to play D&D, and everybody's like, no, let's obsess over the girls and stuff.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. You know, and then it just kind of feels like it does the same thing going from there, you know, like, I really feel like Will gets left out until season 5.
Yeah, he does. He gets left out. And he's not a big player until season 5.
Yeah.
I like to use the hangover effect still in my Stranger Things. Will is the Doug of Stranger Things.
Yeah, because the only other thing we get in like the next season is where the hairs on the back of his neck stand up.
Yeah, he's like, ugh.
Yeah, like he gets the queasy feeling.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and then we go from there. We have where Joyce goes out the door and she's trying to like talk to them about, hey, we need to check out and figure out what's going on. We'd like to leave. Da da da. Oh, ma'am, you can't.
You can't leave. You're a prisoner.
She goes back in there and they take Hopper down to where the gashes or the hole of where they were going through.
Oh yeah, and they've dug down through the concrete.
Yeah, they've dug down through the concrete and they're in there and they go to find this one spot that Will showed them on a map, like, hey, this is the one spot I can't see.
Yeah. And
which
it's a really big hole.
Yeah. Well, it's like a cave.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the hole from Hawkins? Yeah. Which at this point, I think it's pretty crazy because we don't exactly know if Will is the one that told them that or if it was this thing possessing him. Yeah. That said, hey, these guys are down there.
Yeah. They started to like make like holes and stuff, and
yeah,
then they start to they go and like get his map and stuff so he can figure out where exactly to go.
Yeah.
And then we come to find out that it's just a big old trap.
Yeah, and Mike catches it because he brings up part of it, and he's like, "Oh my god, the spy!" And he starts trying to get past the guards, and Will is like almost like a beacon, like he sees where they're at. Which I'm still confused how he was in the room and didn't know where they were at, and then saw where the guards were and was like, "Oh, I automatically know where they're at."
I think maybe there was some kind of like barrier put up when like the Mind Flayer or whatever takes control.
Yeah.
I would say. So he doesn't necessarily know.
Well, I just mean like seeing the people, seeing the two guards. Like, how would you obviously know that they were there? You know,
maybe because he looked at their gun.
Maybe.
But do you want to take Max and Lucas next, or?
Well, we'll finish up this whole part. So we have that. They have this weird transmitter they stick in the middle of the ground because this is supposed to be like the center part of everything.
Oh, yeah, they do. I forgot about that.
And while they're sitting there, Hopper is kind of looking at it, and they start seeing a bleep. And the doctors are talking to the guards about it, as basically like 20 to 40 of these little red dots are coming in on top of the yellow ones that are there. And I think they had sent down, like, between doctors and scientists or whoever these people are supposed to be in the suits, maybe like 12 people or so.
Yeah.
And we find out Demodogs come out of nowhere and just start taking them out one by one.
Yeah, it was pretty insane.
And then we get to what the actual last scene of this is, as Hopper's standing there looking, and we see as the last little view is like almost us going down the hole as a Demodog sticks its paw out from the hole.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where that whole storyline leads off, and the episode leads off as our cliffhanger. But getting into it, let's actually save that one and cover Jonathan and...
Okay, yeah, so Jonathan and Nancy are out. I forget where they are, but they're at Murray's house.
Yeah.
They're at Murray's house, and they've given them the tape, and they're like started recording tapes or making backups of it and sending them off to different news outlets.
Yeah, and they kind of like cut them by recording them.
Yeah.
To say like a specific thing about the gas leak stuff.
Yeah. And it's late, obviously, because they've done all these recordings and stuff. And
they're drunk.
They're a little drunk because they had a little too much to drink because they were going to drive back originally. But they got a little too overzealous, I would say.
Yeah.
In this. And Murray convinces them, I want to say kind of peer pressures them into staying.
Well, I think him giving them the alcohol kind of peer pressured him into staying.
Yeah.
But I think he knows really well kind of how it is. And so I do think he kind of pushed them in the way of what happens, which is them having sex.
Like, he could see it, but they couldn't see it.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, no, we're just friends. We're just friends.
Yeah, which works out so weird of how this happens and what we get actually in season 5 in the melting room. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So, it's pretty weird.
I mean, it works out eventually because they're together in, like, real life. I believe.
That's true. Yeah, they were together, I think, after season 1.
Yeah. So
or before season 1.
Murray tells them, like, it's late. There's a guest bedroom or a bed in my office, and I think, like, a pull-out couch.
Yeah, there's a pull-out couch in the office, and there's a guest bedroom.
Yeah. And they each go their separate ways, and, like, the sexual electricity starts to heat up.
Do we, don't we?
What?
Do we, don't we?
Do we, don't we? Will we, won't we?
Yeah.
This is a weird scene. Like, watching them try to jump through the logical hoops of them trying to not sleep together, I would say, or convince themselves to sleep together.
Yeah.
Like, they're fighting with their emotions. And it's awkward and yet funny.
Yeah. And I feel like too, Murray put some choice words in there that both kind of angered them a little bit. I mean, I'm just going to say, I feel like it was good to add fuel to the fire because that's what got them into the relationship that we see like the next seasons.
Yeah.
But
they get kind of angry at Murray because they're like, it's just a bed. Like, and you are two, I guess, almost adults. Like,
yeah. Well, and she's like, I'm not aggressive, or something like that. And then Jonathan's like, I'm not like a teddy bear or, something. And then they come together and then they're like, oh yeah, let's go ahead and go in here and make out and have sex. And
I love the scene the morning after.
Oh my gosh. Yes. They both look like they're glowing.
Yeah. And Murray just like has grinning from ear to ear.
Yeah.
And he's like, so Jonathan, how was the pull out? Did you
how was yeah.
How was the pull out? Was it okay? And he's like, what are you talking about? He's like, oops, I dropped my eggs.
Chokes on his juice or whatever they have.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to keep a secret. They had sexual relations.
Yeah. So that was funny. And then we get a really funny scene like after that when Murray kind of like says, hey, you'll know. He gets him out the door. He goes, hey, you'll know in a couple of days when the paper puts it out of anything with that if we were successful. And he goes, oh, if you have anything that we need to worry about and need to contact me, just don't.
Yeah.
Which gets funny for like next season when we do get more into Murray being a part of the team.
Yeah, and there was this thing in the background. I kept looking at because I could see it. It was like
was it in his house?
It was in his house. Okay. And I was like, what is that? Like, what is that? And it was like a vinyl record.
Yeah.
And it was behind Nancy whenever they're at the table. And it said Space Knife.
What is that?
I had to look it up, and it's a band from the 80s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was like, what is this weird? Is this like weird product placement? Like, what is going on here?
You're like, I may have to listen to this.
I was like, I might have to listen to this. But it was so awkward. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of curious if they like placed it there on purpose.
They probably did. There's probably different things that they found and placed around like that. It'd be really cool to find out if that was actually like one of the records that one of the Duffers had.
Yeah.
And they placed it there. That'd be kind of cool. Or if it was just a prop, like we were talking about. So we have where they're going back, and we did forget to touch on one thing that while everybody is distracted with Will at Hawkins' lab, they do send a team in to actually go in and take pictures and stuff of everything that's there.
Oh, yeah, they do.
So then hopping back over to Nancy and Jonathan going back, Nancy was able to go ahead and get a hold of her mom, to get a hold of Karen, and know that, like, hey, Mike's spending the night over at Will's house, even though we know a lot better than what that is because they didn't spend the night at Will's house. And Jonathan tries calling, but obviously to no avail, doesn't get them, and they end up driving there and looking, and he finds out that yes, somebody has been in their house because there is a thing of film case that is not for his camera that somebody has been there.
So Space Knife is a synth rock band.
Okay.
I don't know if they were from the 80s.
Oh.
I think it might be a weird like placement because a lot of their stuff is from like 2013 and up. So
Oh.
I don't know. I can't find anything like album wise before 2013.
Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to listen to them later on. I'll report back to see if I like them or not.
You're gonna be like, these guys, these guys are pretty cool.
Like,
you're gonna have to listen to them.
They're no Foxy Shazam.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, sorry.
But we get that where they come back, and that's kind of where we leave off with Nancy and Jonathan, is them just finding out like, hey, this thing isn't there, and that's all really the storyline we get from them. Because it seems like a lot of it is focused in on the other two groups.
The best characters in this series, Dustin and Steve.
Dustin and Steve.
This is where we get the bromance. The bromance is a thing now, I would say, kind of.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Dustin brings up like, hey, Steve, I need you to help me with this thing. It's kind of whatever it is, which I love, where Steve's like, well, how do you know? He goes, it's face split open and it ain't my cat.
Yes.
And Steve's like,
oh, okay.
Well, I can't argue with that. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's so funny because he's trying to explain it to him, and they get to like Dustin's house. They get to Dustin's house, and I love this scene. Where they go up to like the basement.
Yeah.
And
Steve's like, you got the key?
He starts tapping on the basement door with the bat, obviously. And they like open up the basement, and Dustin's like, yeah, you can go down there and look. I'll stay here just in case he gets out.
Yeah.
It just made me laugh. And just Steve's look that he has to Dustin is like priceless.
Yeah.
He's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Well, and it's crazy going from that into, what is it, season 4?
3?
Where they had no, I think it's 4. Where they have the whole line where like Dustin has fully come around to not being like a child anymore. Like he's like, I'm in it, and he does the whole like, if you die, I die line.
That was season 5.
Yeah, but there was something else that prompted that before that.
Did it?
In season 4. Yeah. But
I don't remember.
It's crazy to know like season 3 is such a big turning point, where 4 and 5 are where like we're watching it now as Dustin is kind of like still like almost like the chicken, I'd say.
Well, I mean, in season 3, like, is a turnaround, I would say.
That's what I'm saying. So, like at the end of it, it's kind of where they're getting there, and then for real in season 4 and 5 is where they're fully embraced in it.
He gets his boost of confidence from Eddie.
I think he gets his boost of confidence from Farrah Fawcett.
Oh, with 3 pumps of Farrah Fawcett.
Three pumps of Farrah Fawcett. Okay, so we're gonna cover this part real quick. As Steve goes down, he's looking around. He picks up like that skin that was shed
That was
off.
disgusting.
Yeah. He picked up the skin that was shed off, like Dustin had seen before, and he's kind of like, "Oh man, And I love this part where Dustin's like, Steve, you okay down there?" And like, it takes Steve a little while to get back over to the door, and Dustin kind of almost acts like Steve's dead.
Yeah, he thinks
like, oh my
dead.
God, I didn't hear anything. Steve might be dead. And Steve tells him, "Hey, I need you to come down here." As you find that in one corner of this place, that the Demodog has basically busted through the wall and dug all the way out of the neighborhoods into the forest.
Yeah. I have to say, it's good to see that people still can their vegetables and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, they can their own vegetables and stuff. And I was like, those cans look really dirty. Or the jars look really dirty.
Yeah.
I was like, when was the last time they got new ones and stuff?
Probably not. I mean, my grandparents had preserved like jams and stuff that were old.
You can only preserve them for like a certain amount of time, right?
It depends on what it is. Some of them, like if you have certain things or whatever, I mean, they can preserve like 10, 15 years. It just depends on what you did to it per se. Now it does go through a fermenting process, kind of like how pickles do.
Yeah.
But it depends on how much of the stuff you have in there with the fermenting process.
Yeah.
Because
I want to go to the stuff with Lucas and Max next, because these kind of intertwine with each other.
Okay.
But we see after the stuff with Dustin and Lucas, after the stuff with Dustin and Steve. Sorry,
Steve. Yeah,
Steve. We see them on the railroad tracks, like throwing the meat and stuff to get Dart to show up. And this is where we get the Farrah Fawcett, like how to and Steve is talking to Dustin on how to get chicks.
Yeah,
he's telling him how to get chicks, and I feel like he's telling him some really, really bad information.
So I'm gonna say borderline yes and no. I do know people, or I do know girls. Sorry if you identify as a girl,
ladies.
Not all of them.
Ladies.
Not all of them. But some girls,
half of them
do like when a guy completely treats them like trash. And
why?
They don't find Bob's.
So
they find oh shit, I forgot his name. What's the other guy?
Billy?
Billy, yeah. They don't find Bob's, they find Billy's. And then they get upset because of they didn't find a Bob. Well,
yeah, because I think what was it? Steve says, "Act like you don't care about them," is what he said. I think, right?
Yeah, act like you don't care. And then Dustin goes, "Oh, so after I do that, then you can kiss him." And he goes, "No, you're moving too."
Whoa!
Yeah. So I treasure this moment that Steve is trying to have with Dustin, but this would have been a much better thing of Bob talking to Dustin than Steve.
I mean, Dustin doesn't have any male role models.
That's true.
But I feel like you said, kind of, I'm going back on what I said, at this point where he's like, whoa, hold off, he is giving him some sound advice, I would say.
Yeah.
Because he's like, some women like it aggressive, and some you just gotta take your time. And like, he's like, well, what about Nancy? And he's like, Nancy's a special kind of lady.
Yeah.
Well,
and I think that's the truth that Steve did have, because then Dustin kind of understood that, yes, there's these two that you're saying are obvious women, but then there's also, like, most women are
complicated, where not every situation for any woman is going to be exactly the same. Like everybody is unique in and of themselves.
It's not like
And
a cut and dry,
I
copy and paste.
I think where that really cut to the quick was that question that Dustin asked Steve about Nancy.
Yeah.
Because not all girls were that way, you know.
Yeah.
And Steve contradicted himself a little bit.
Yeah.
Saying, "Oh, well, you don't have to treat every lady with trash." When he kind of came off saying, "Yeah, you do have to treat every lady with trash." Like trash. And then
their storyline is
this
my
whole
favorite.
thing with Joyce.
Their storyline is my favorite in this season.
Oh, most def.
Yeah. And we go from there to Lucas. He finds Erica with this He-Man. She went into his room and she's making out with Barbie and He-Man. I think it was.
Oh my gosh, right.
And she's like, "They're in love. Strong. It doesn't matter."
Yeah,
they're in love.
You're too old for kids' toys.
Yeah. And he was like, "They can't be in love. They don't even live on the same plane of existence," or something like that.
Yeah.
Like he gets so fucking butthurt, which is funny.
Yeah,
it's funny how she gets to him.
Yeah, and then of course, it's Erica's like, "Well, I wouldn't have to worry about making things for myself if your friend would be quiet," and that's when Lucas finds out about the code red.
Yes.
He gets a hold of Dustin, I assume.
Yeah, he gets hold of Dustin while Steve and him are doing doing the meat stuff.
Yeah, and so he's like, "Okay, I know where we need to meet at. We're going to meet at the junkyard."
Yeah.
And Lucas goes, "Okay, well, I'm going to take this opportunity to go get Max. Max doesn't believe me, but I know I can do that now." And does that, goes and gets her, which I think it's hilarious. Dustin pulls up and no fear of Billy or anything, which is hilarious.
Lucas pulls up.
Yeah, Lucas pulls up. He goes to knock on the door and Billy doesn't answer, which thank God, because I would hate to have found out if Billy actually did answer the door, what would have happened to Lucas.
Yeah, and I still don't understand what his fucking whole thing is about Lucas.
I mean, he's just a racist. That's it, cut and dry.
I know.
Although I would like to add to what you're saying though, and say, where did he get that from?
Yeah,
because I don't think that Billy just automatically came to it inadvertently. I mean, they moved from fucking California, which is where a lot of different people. It's even more of a melting pot.
Yeah, a lot of people moved to California for a new start.
So I don't understand how Billy wouldn't have known any Black or African American people that lived in California.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really thinking for the most part that yes, he is that way, and I really want to blame part of it on his dad.
I mean, yeah, his dad is a big problem. I mean, because we see him later on, it's a vicious cycle where his dad is abusive to him. He's abusive to him, and then in return, Billy is abusive to Max.
Do we ever know what? Yeah, because and she brings it up that he can't be abusive to her mom.
Yeah,
and she misses her dad because he's still in California. Which, did we ever figure out what Billy's dad's occupation was?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Because I just also thought it was crazy that the mom and the dad aren't here. It almost seems like they're here and they'll take a trip, and then they're here for a weekend, and then they take another trip.
So, with the magic of Google, we found out what Billy's dad's occupation was. Apparently, he's a security guard, so that says a lot.
Yeah,
he's got to enforce the laws of Rent-A-Cop.
Yeah, now I want to know what Billy's grandpa's like. No, I mean, I could see him if it's that kind of thing. I could see him seeing how there are, depending on where he's a security guard at, seeing
Yeah.
like African American doctors or lawyers or other things that are higher up than him. I mean, probably Lucas's dad would piss him off. Like, I don't know why that guy's in the army.
Yeah.
And him kind of like, for whatever reason, which I'd say he's probably an alcoholic, just knowing shit from Billy and how much Billy drinks and things like that. Like, I'm sure he's kind of part of a reflection of his dad.
Yeah, no, most definitely.
That maybe his dad at one point would have probably tried to join the army or something.
If I remember correctly,
Yeah.
isn't it at one point like there's like a very like abusive scene between Billy and his dad, and like Billy's dad like even makes some like homophobic slurs to Billy.
Yeah, yeah. He
I
does
think
that,
at one
and I
point.
think he hits him.
Yeah.
Because then, like, I think Billy's, like, got, like, a spot above his eye that's bleeding.
Yeah. But yeah,
Um,
this scene is like I felt for Lucas like in this
Yeah.
scene. Like
Yeah,
all he
yeah.
wants to do is make amends with Max and stuff, and Max does a pretty good job of hiding it, I would say.
Well, and you know that he likes Max. Like, since this whole weird spat between him and Dustin,
Yeah.
and Dustin obviously has went off, and, like, I love the scene that, like, you hear him and Steve talking about it, and you kind of almost think that he's talking about any other girl that could be
No,
in,
he's talking about Max.
yeah, like, in general, it could be any other girl, and it's, no, he's talking about Max, like, um which I think he really lets her go really fast, which is the weird
I
part.
think he lets her go in this episode.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
I just think, like, he doesn't even put up a fight with it. And
No.
I understand, like, the whole thing with Lucas, but, like, it's really more like water under the bridge, and the way he's asking questions and stuff of Steve, it's kind of weird,
Like
per se.
when he when we get to a specific part in this episode,
Yeah.
I think he lets go of it real fast and he chooses his friendship over love.
Yeah. I
Or
could see that.
potential love, I would say.
I can see that.
I feel like nothing ever really gets brought up after that.
Yeah.
But his like whole mindset, I feel like, changes as a character.
Yeah. I agree.
Say. Yeah. Which, let's get into that part.
Yeah.
Let's get into this part.
We're still walking down the tracks. Hey, what do? You use, I forgot what brand it is. You use this shampoo and conditioner.
Make sure it's damp, not wet, but damp.
Damp. Three pumps of Farrah faucet spray,
and you're good. You have good hair.
And then as they continue to walk down the tracks, we do get where we see one of the rotting trees.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, so we know that they're getting close.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was the flag, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the flag, and that's like right too when you hear Steve tell Dustin, like, Farrah Fawcett's fucking sexy or something like that. And you're like, okay, Steve, okay.
He's not wrong. I mean, she's pretty hot, I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and they get to the junkyard. And as they put their giant pile of meat down right in the middle of the junkyard, who happens to show up but Lucas and Max? And then Steve puts two and two together. Dustin likes this random girl.
Yeah. Which is funny because that's what Steve calls her for a lot of it.
Like, yeah, hey, random girl.
Random girl. Which we get the scene, like I said, it happened really fast, where Dustin and Lucas talk about it, and Dustin says, hey, yeah, I told her the truth, all this other stuff. And this is one of the other things where I feel like Dustin took the wrong advice from Steve.
Being an asshole?
Of being an asshole, yeah. But I love where they're both talking about it, and they kind of have like this all's fair in love and war kind of sort of. Like they'll both be gentlemen about it, but all fair is in love and war. And then Steve kind of comes up, which, like I said, this is one of my favorite parts, where he's like, I don't know what both you guys are doing back here behind this car, but neither one of y'all are working, and some random girl is the only one helping me out here.
So,
and you're like, that's funny.
Let me just say,
yeah,
Steve happens to say we have 40 minutes till like
the
sun is down. Sun is down, and we get this pretty cool, awesome montage of them building stuff and like cutting in between like the facility and what they're doing and stuff. We get this pretty nice 80s montage. I love a good montage in a TV show or movie.
You do.
I love me a good montage with the cool like music set behind it. They do a lot of fucking shit in the junkyard for 40 minutes.
Yeah, they do.
They do a lot of shit to barricade themselves in this bus. And I'm like, how are these fucking kids so resourceful?
Yeah.
I was like, this is going to the point of disbelief, I would say at this point. Because I feel like a normal kid, even maybe me back in the 90s or whatever, I don't know if I would have been this resourceful. I don't know if a kid today would be this resourceful.
See, but you forget two things.
It's a TV show?
No, you forget two things.
What?
What did Lucas do in season 1?
I forgot.
Lucas went off by himself.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and took the dials to find out where it was, and found out it was Hawkins' lab.
Yeah.
So Lucas has survival experience because of his dad being in the army.
Yeah.
Then you have Smarty Pants Dustin that knows a lot of this stuff only because he's read it. So I think between Lucas and Dustin, with kind of the muscle from Steve, probably could set up a pretty good barricade with
and random
Max.
girl.
Yeah, with Max, who is the tomboy that is probably going to lift stuff up regardless of somebody saying, hey, put that down, you're a girl.
I don't know. It just seemed they seemed to do it pretty fast for 40 minutes.
Well, I mean, part of it was already sitting against the bus.
I know.
Yeah. But so, I mean, I don't think they had that much actually to do in the 40 minutes.
They do end up having their stakeout, and they end up actually, it gets a little foggy at one point.
Yeah.
And we do get the scene where, like, Dustin is, like, really fucking mean to Max.
Yeah.
And he's like, why don't you just go home? Go home, stop talking to my best friend Steve.
Yeah.
Who actually fought a Demogorgon.
Yeah. And then she's tired of it. She goes up to talk to Lucas, which I feel like this whole scene right here is where the love really starts for them. Because he's still treating her like a human being.
Yep.
And then they do see as like one thing is out in the fog, and Steve goes, oh, I'm going to go out there and get it. And then they find out that there are like 3 or 4 more.
Yeah. This whole scene where Steve is fighting the Demodogs.
Yeah.
It was a really well choreographed scene.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure he was fighting with nothing.
Yeah.
But he had the bat. So real.
Yeah.
It looked so real, and it was a very well shot scene, I would say.
Yeah. Well, and then just how it works out, like both the kids get off the roof of the bus, they get in from the ladder, and Steve is sitting there like, I'm going to have to protect these kids, and has the bat as he's about to, I feel like he's about to jab it into the thing's mouth.
They end up leaving.
And that's when they get the call, which picks us back up where all the Demodogs go down in the tunnels and kill off all the scientists and stuff. Is from that.
Yeah, and that's how it is.
That's why they left, and like we said, we get the ending of where one of them is crawling out of the hole.
Yeah, and we get Max and Lucas holding hands in terror.
Yeah.
But I like this episode. I felt like it moved faster than like the last episode, I would say.
Yeah.
It didn't drag.
I agree. There's a few complaints I'd have here and there about certain things, but nothing that like really oversights the episode at all. I mean, it's kind of the same things I have for all of them.
Yeah.
There's just little nitpicks here and there that really don't matter too awful much.
But I think things are starting to tighten up plot wise.
Yeah.
Like it's really starting to tighten up, and like things are coming together, which is what I love. That everything's come together, and it's not as hard to remember shit.
Yeah.
When I'm podcasting.
Yeah.
Like I remembered more of this episode than I think like the last 4 episodes we watched.
Yeah.
I think it's probably because I was so entertained by this episode.
Probably so.
Whenever Dustin and Steve are on the screen together, it's just pure like cinema, I would say. Pure enjoyment.
Yeah.
It reminds me very much of the Goonies.
Yeah. And I mean, it continues all the way through season 5, even to the end. So, I mean,
yeah.
We didn't have the end where Dustin went on weekends with anybody else.
No, we didn't.
So, yeah, I'd say the only weird thing in this, honestly, is like, I agree that it's called The Spy. The weird thing is, though, I feel like we called it Dig Dug, and I feel like if it's a reference to the Demogorgon Get It Out, then we were short an episode. I mean, obviously we had The Spy. Or
I thought it was a reference to like the game Dig Dug.
Well, that's what I was thinking too, and it's digging. The only other thing I would say from the last episode is that it was Dig Dug was shut down.
Oh, yeah.
Or supposedly.
Which I'm sad. Our AI thumbnail maker did not make Dig Dug with the Stranger Things.
Like I can't remember what it looked like.
It's not Dig Dug, which I'm a little sad because I was hoping it was going to be kind of like the Flea and the Acrobat, where Dig Dug was going to be put in the Stranger Things.
Oh my gosh! Just like throw something random in there. Yeah,
like I hoped with like Will when it was Will the Wise as well. Like Will would have been like a D&D wizard or whatever. But didn't do that. Stupid AI.
I mean, we know that it's ruined, so
yeah,
it's not the end all be all. If it was, we wouldn't have to worry about a lot of stuff with it. But I think it's just funny, like, you'll put stuff into it and we'll get it out, and it'll be like we get some of the stupidest shit. Or we get something that I never would have thought about, like the one where we had Will with the red eyes, and I was like, oh no, we're going into the dark side. Like, this is a Sith reference.
Yeah, I like this episode a lot, mostly because of Dustin and Steve. But and Lucas, that was my enjoyment of this episode. I could honestly care less about the Will plot line.
Yeah.
To be honest, I could care less. I am not looking forward to covering the next episode.
I mean, who knows? We may get into it and you go, oh yeah, this was better than I thought the first time.
I don't remember it being better the first time, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, a lot of crazy shit that happens, but it's a great ride. I'm still enjoying this, our rewatch, and I can't wait till we get to the end, because obviously we won't have that long until we actually have Tales 85 come out after that, which I think will be fun to kind of know what's in between this and the next season.
Yeah, I have my
suspicions.
Not suspicions. My hesitance.
Yeah.
or Tales of 85. I want to love it, but I love the animation so far that I've seen.
Yeah.
It's just, I hope it pulls itself together. I want to know exactly how much the Duffers were involved,
Yeah.
I would say.
Who knows?
Depends on how my enjoyment of it.
Yeah, yeah.
And how much does it actually connect together.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, make sure to rate and review the podcast. Check us out on all our major podcast platforms, as well as our YouTube channel. You can leave comments there as well. We love to talk to people. Even if we disagree with you, we'll still talk to you and have some fun. Jin, where can I catch you at?
You can catch me over on Instagram at Bard's Tavern, and you can now catch me on TikTok at Bard's Tavern. There's not a lot of shit on there. I'm still working on it, but we do have one of those partially up and running, sort of.
We used to have one for Otakuology.
We did. So I don't know what they did because it looks a lot crazier than it did, and it seems a lot more watered down than it was before. So I can't tell you how much time I will try and dedicate to that, unless it's something that you've already seen on Instagram. But
not gonna get political, but I think it's because the Republicans took over TikTok.
Oh, I have no idea.
Just saying. Saying.
But anyway, yeah. So check me out over there, and of course, everywhere that Otakuology is, you can find me there.
You can find me at the Otaku Mike on Instagram or on YouTube as well. And here on Otakuology as well. But over there, I do pretty much comic book content. Yeah. But yeah, we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Yeah. See you next Tuesday.